Hey guys, I want to talk to you today a little bit about the break apart strategy of multiplication. I'm going to pull this just a little bit closer so you can really see. So this is an array. So the first thing I want to do is I want us to think about what multiplication sentence matches this array. I'm going to think about how many columns I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so my first number is 7. I have 7 groups. How many are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 groups with 6 in each group equals how many dots in all? Okay. I don't want to count by 7s, and I don't want to count by 6s either. That's really kind of tough for me. So I can use the break apart strategy to help. I like to count by 5s. How about you? Also love counting by 2s. And what's great is that 5 groups of 6 plus 2 groups of 6 is the same as 7 groups of 6. Watch what I do. I'm going to cut my array right here, just like this. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in each. Okay, I'm going to call this 5 groups with 6 in each. Now, I know that 5 times 6 and 6 times 5 are the same, so I'm going to count by 5s. Is that okay with you? Let's do it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. So I've said that 5 groups of 6 is 30. Over here, I still have some things left, right? I have 2 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 groups of 6. 2 groups of 6 is what? 12. Good job. Okay. So if I'm thinking about this, here's what I've done. And I'll show you a fancy, this is probably like 4th or 5th grade thing. I'll show you how to write this in a fancy way. So whatever we do very, very first, we put in parentheses. That means I do this first. So first I multiplied 5 times 6. Then I multiplied 2 times 6. The last thing I did was add it together. We haven't really done that yet. So we knew 5 times 6 is 30. 2 times 6 is 12. And when I add them together, I get 42. And if I were to count all of these, my answer would be 42. I'll show you. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. We did it. And we broke it apart so that we could use our 5s and our 2 facts to help us. Where did the 7 groups go in this? Can you find them? Do you see them in my notation? I bet some of you are saying, oh my gosh, I know, and I wish you were here to show me. We've got them right here and here, because 5 groups plus 2 groups is the same as 7 groups. Now, this is cool because this works in lots of different ways. Watch, I'll show you. Let's get rid of this line. It doesn't matter where I cut my shape apart, my array. as long as it keeps equal groups. I'm going to cut it right here this time. This is also going to give me a 5 to work with, okay? This time I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups with 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 in each. Oh, we'll call that 7 groups of 5. And I have 7 groups with 1 in each. So this down here is 7 groups of 1, or you could call it 1 group of 7. Your pick, doesn't matter. I'm going to call it 7 groups of 1 for the sake of easiness here. And we're going to call this 7 groups of 5. We know we'll add it together when we're done because we're going to put our array back together. Okay, 7 groups of 5. You know that fact? We can count it together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Plus 7 groups of 1. That's easy, right? Anything times 1 is that number. So 7 times 1 is 7. 35 plus 7 equals, you guessed it, 42. The 7 is here, isn't it? I still have 7 groups of 5 and 7 groups of 1, but the 6 has been broken apart into 5 and 1. Sometimes I think that idea can be a little confusing. So let me show you another picture of how that would work. So 7 groups of 5 and 7 groups of 1. I'm going to draw my 7 groups. Okay. I drew my 7 groups. Within those 7 groups, there are 5 red dots. Remember, there's 5 red dots in each. For it to be multiplication, we have to have equal groups because we know multiplication is equal groups. So the problem that matches the red dots is 7 groups of 5. But guess what? There's also a blue dot in each circle. And that's 7 groups with 1 blue dot in each. But I want to know how many dots there are altogether. So I'm not going to count them all together. I'm going to count them separately. I'm going to count all my red dots. And that gives me 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And I'm going to count all the blue dots. That's 7. And all the dots together, the red dots plus the blue dots equal 42. You can use the break apart strategy to help you solve those tricky facts. You don't always use it. Sometimes if I'm just multiplying by 2, maybe even by 3, if you've gotten good at counting by 3s, I'm not going to break it apart to solve. I want to use that particularly for my 6s, my 7s, my 8s, and my 9s. There's even some handy ways to use it for 4s if you don't know your facts. You can break it down into 2 groups and 2 groups and use your doubles. So I hope you'll test out this strategy today. Give it a shot. It's a little tricky. That's okay. Don't be afraid to reach out to your teacher and ask for help. Good luck and enjoy the math.